our clothes?
No, no.
Change our clothes. Not again. Okay.
All right, everybody. I was thinking that I'd fool you guys, wear my hood up. So y'all thought that I was wearing something different, but
yeah. Well,
okay.
it's a little bit different. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Lesson 63.
Lesson 63.
Go for it, sis.
Okay. Lesson 63 is the light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. How holy are you who have the power to bring peace to every mind? How blessed are you who can learn to recognize the means for letting this be done through you? What purpose could you have that would bring you greater happiness?
Wow, you left out a sentence. What function would you want but this?
That needs to stay in.
I think so too. Yes.
Okay. So again, most of you guys who are listening will know that I'm reading the FIP version of A Course in Miracles that had quite a lot of material that was edited out or changed or whatever. And Coreen is reading the Circle of Atonement, an annotated version of Course in Miracles, right?
Yes.
Okay. So please tell me what that sentence says again.
What function would you want but this? And then goes into what purpose could you have that would bring you greater happiness?
I like your version.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Paragraph 2 says, you are indeed the light of the world with such a function. The Son of God looks to you for his redemption. It is yours to give him, and it belongs to you. Accept no trivial purpose or meaningless desire in its place, or you will forget your function and leave the Son of God in hell. This is no idle request that is being asked of you. You're being asked to accept salvation that it may be yours to give. So just to flesh that out a little bit, we're coming back to this undoing of the idea that I can achieve my purpose and my salvation apart from my brothers and sisters.
Right.
It's impossible. Okay. We've got to learn to transcend self-interest. Okay. So the next paragraph is recognizing the importance of this function. We will be happy to remember it very often today. We will begin the day by acknowledging it and close the day with a thought of it in our awareness. And throughout the day, we will repeat this as often as we can. The light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. I am the means God has appointed for the salvation of the world. If you close your eyes, you will probably find it easier to let the related thoughts come to you in the minute or two that you should devote to considering this. Do not, however, wait for such an opportunity. No chance should be lost for reinforcing today's idea, which is the light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. Remember that God's Son looks to you for his salvation. And who but yourself, meaning your holy self, must be his son? I'm laughing to myself inside as I read this because I've just had a flashback to doing this lesson, probably the first or second time that I did this. No, okay, it was the first time I did this lesson. Mm-hmm. I remember starting the day all gung-ho, I'm going to do this, right? And then one after another, I got triggered. It was a trigger of a day, that day, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't really see the wisdom in that all of these triggers were coming up. so that I could actually have the experience that this lesson is pointing to.
Mhm.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm remembering in the TTC that a lot of there was some resistance about, or people come up with a story to say that I'm not going to extend the truth that I received because somebody else might not, they're not on a path. They're not going to understand. They don't want these teachings.
Yeah.
And truly recognizing, beneath that, obviously that's the ego's defense against true joining and the memory of oneness. But every brother and sister, whether they're conscious of it or not, is hungry for the memory of union and love and their innocence. I mean, who doesn't want to know that they're not guilty and that they have a choice to let it go? And since we're all in a dream of separation, which is trying to see in the dark, trying to make meaning out of the meaningless, it's really up to all of us to make that decision to stand as the light, right? Like I'm going to forgive what I'm seeing so that the light in my mind, I can choose to have Christ's vision and line up with the light in my mind, God in my mind, so that something real can happen here in the midst of the darkness. I don't have to convince anybody. I simply have to accept and forgive the illusion for myself and accept what I am in truth, and then allow, like receive. If there's anything to say, it will be given. It might just be the peace in the midst of a storm that you represent, or somebody will see you and recognize the light, because it is in our mind. And when we see it in somebody, we recognize it for ourselves, and we're drawn to and attracted to those. So, the world really, this world that as we know it has no hope until somebody is willing to transcend self-interest and say, I want this, not for just myself, but for the sonship, because everybody is starving for this. And that's those holy instances. And it affects everybody around, everybody that's part of it. And it's so beautiful. It's such a gift to ourself. It's a healing balm, and it's a love balm, and it ripples out. So that's what we're doing. We're accepting our function. We're saying yes. We're letting the light dawn, and it shines. And those that want it will receive it. Yeah.
Feeling peace as you say that. Thank you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's loving. Loving our brother as ourself. Okay. Thanks, sis. Lesson 63. The light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining us. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.